Well, hello everyone. If you don't know me, my name's Morgan Malcolm, and this is my channel, Love Where You Live. So I'm here today with David. Hi, David.
Hi, how are you today?
Doing good. Thanks for joining today. David is an artist, and we are doing some information just on how to pick art, what different types of artists there are, and featuring local artists here in Colorado. So, David, what made you start getting into art?
You know, everybody asks this question, how long, what made you start, when did you do it? So it's kind of funny that just this week, I have some artwork down here at the edge, and Alpine Investments asked for another piece. And what I did, is this right here.
Okay.
This piece was done in 1975.
Oh, wow.
So I actually used a sketch I did from 1975, and hopefully we're going to have it installed in a commercial property. So
And you kept that.
yeah,
You've had it for that long.
yeah. I don't.
That's impressive.
I don't collect everything, but the artwork, is something that's kind of dear to me.
It's
and,
meaningful. I can see that much more.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool.
That is cool.
So I've
you've
been
kind of
doing it
been
a
doing
while.
it for
A while, yeah.
for a long time. Okay. And then how long have you been in Colorado?
So I've now been in Colorado for 11 years, and I was born in Daytona Beach, and mostly in Florida, and then I came out here 11 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. What would you say is kind of your style, your type of artwork that you like to do?
Well, that's a hard question because I get beat up on my style because I am very diverse.
Okay.
But I just do what I like to do.
Yeah.
I don't really worry about styles or what have you. But I just do things that motivate me. But a lot of it is surrounding movement.
Okay.
And I do like doing the abstract from actual real.
Okay.
So it's a lot of times you'll get up close to my pieces and they're not really, what is that? And then when you step back, you can see it. So, yeah, I'm really all over the place.
You're all over the place.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific medium you like to work in the most, or do you have a range on that as well?
Well, I do a lot in gouache, watercolor, and I will mix in oils.
Okay. And what so those different types, for someone that doesn't know art very well, is that would be that canvas? Would that be something like a print that you have to do later?
So it's a lot of time people that would, let's say you would go to an acrylic and you would see a lot of depth and texture.
Okay.
And with the gouache and the oils that I use, it's more of a flat, almost kind of like a little bit of an illustrative look.
Okay.
With that. So it is a little bit different. And what I do is I have these, I know you thought it might fall.
I was waiting. Okay, maybe. No, we're good.
But, so these cradles are made in Canada. I have them made, and they're made out of Russian birch, and I ship them down across the border, and then I get a 300-pound watercolor paper, and I put that down with an acrylic matte medium for archival purposes, and then I'll paint my project, my piece on that, and then when we're all done, I know you're going to ask about the finish.
Yep.
So the finish is what I call a touch me finish, and it is a art resin that's specifically designed for fine art. It has lots of UV protectors in it, and it's food safe. So maybe if you're in quarantine and you get really hungry, but
go for it.
Well, the thing is if you have a child or a pet in your home, it's not something you have to worry about. So it is food safe.
That is good to know. So then, something like that, is that, you said it's UV safe, so can you just wipe it down if it gets dirty, or
yeah, just water is fine, and I do recommend letting people touch it.
Yeah.
It's a way that you can really get close to the art. The other thing that I love about it is you don't have to worry about the dust. So sometimes when you have a piece that has the textures and you have it in your home for 10 or 15 years, it tends to get really dusty in those crevices, especially in Colorado. But it's just one of the added benefits. Another little thing, I don't want to sell the art because of it, but a kind of a side effect is if you do scratch it, we can repair it.
Oh, that is nice. Yeah, so it's just the top layer.
So like if you're moving to a new home,
yeah,
we all like new homes, right?
Yes, we do.
So right. So sometimes in a move, if you had a big glass piece, it's easy to a little bit of flex and it'll break, and sometimes it'll ruin the artwork. With this, if you have some aggressive movers,
Or,
I don't want it scratched, but it can be repaired, especially if you have an original piece of artwork.
Okay, and you said something earlier. This is a cradle or something. What
Correct.
is that? A wood.
So it's actually, yeah, it's a wood. I'm gonna grab a piece here.
Okay, so we're talking about the wood cradle. So you
Right.
have a piece right here.
Yep. So you can even take it in the Hell's form. I did it last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So what happens is this is a wood. So it's a solid piece. It's all braced, so it won't get warped. And like I said, these is really, I kind of searched and got what I wanted, but this is Russian birch, and
because it's the Russian birch, does that do well with changing like humidity levels? Here in Colorado, we are very dry, but if you move to places that have
correct. And the other advantage is it's a really great archival piece of wood. It doesn't seep any resins out.
Okay, good.
So any sap or anything, and it's great for archiving. It's been used for a long time for artboards, and the other great thing is that it's relatively light.
Yeah, that's nice. That is one thing when you're moving and your artwork is really heavy.
Well, yeah, I mean, versus this piece is a 40 by 90, and if this was glass, it would be extremely heavy.
And then it's also easier then to hang and do all of that in larger pieces because you don't have to worry about anchoring all those. I mean, you still might want to, but it's not as vital.
Right, exactly. So it's a great product, and the one of the things I kind of pride myself in is that I do offer original artwork. Okay. And then I also offer the limited editions. And the limited editions, instead of you getting a roll, a print, and then you got to go down and get it framed. Yeah. Even my limited editions, the same process.
Oh, that's nice.
So I take the limited edition print and mount it on the cradle, just like the original, and I put the same exact finish on it. So you may be a trained eye can tell the difference. Yeah. But otherwise, they look identical, and it's a great way. I sell the limited editions, and they're signed and they are certified. Then even the next smaller piece,
sure,
I'll make a smaller piece.
Smaller version.
And I call that the studio edition, and that's for maybe people that don't have this kind of wall space. Yeah. If you live downtown Denver, I'm not sure if you're going to have big walls.
You never know, yeah, what space you have available. Yeah. So these are really nice too, because right now the shine, the high gloss finish is very popular, and it's also really nice for it to be so streamlined, because that just not having the extra bulk or having to have anything else, you just hang this. It's really nice, and that's very popular right now as well. Yeah,
and that's part of my creative process that kind of drove me to this. Is I did initially, of course, work with a framer, and framers are artists in themselves. But I really didn't want to collaborate with another artist on my pieces, and I wanted to when you buy the artwork, that it's yours and it's 100% mine, and I have my hands all over it. Yeah. And that was really important. And I wanted to have even some of this Western work that you see. I wanted to have a very contemporary feel. Yeah. When I first moved to Denver, I had a very contemporary loft. Yes. And I wanted something that I could. I love the West. That's why I moved here from Florida. Is I love
it's very
and everything it speaks about. I don't have a wagon, but I do drive an old Jeep. There
you go.
So it was important for me to try to meld that contemporary look into the Wild West.
And that is a great way to keep things updated and very modern and on trend, is to have something that's an older piece with the modern finishes to it, and that keeps it going for longer.
You did mention about the gloss.
Yes.
Now, not everybody has your enthusiasm about the gloss.
I wish they did.
Well,
but you do have some options. So
one more piece.
Yeah.
All right. So this right here, you can probably see.
Oh, it's a matte finish.
Right.
Okay, great.
So it still has the same finish on it. It just has a matte finish.
So then how is that durability wise?
It's the same process.
Interesting.
Everything's the same.
Okay.
It's just my little special
matte technique.
That 1975 sketching.
Got it.
Years of doing this gave me, I'm always wanting to expand my knowledge base anyway.
Sure.
And I wanted to offer that. So it is possible, if you don't like the gloss, we can always put a nice matte finish on it.
Okay, wonderful.
These small ones are called pendants.
Okay, appendant size. And all of these are going to be on your website, is that correct?
Correct.
And I will link below the website so you can see all of these on there. And then it goes through all the various sizes and kind of describes how big those would be, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And then we have like the originals, the limited editions, and the studio editions.
Okay.
And all the pricing is there, and you can order online. It's an online store.
And then it ships throughout US?
Through
Anywhere
Yeah.
you guys want to send it.
In case you guys live, anybody in Dubai, I would be glad to ship this to Dubai.
Perfect. All right, that's good to know. And then do you have any shows, or how do people that are local maybe come see your work in person? Is that an option?
Yes, so we are in actually my studio gallery, and it's called the Fair Market Studio, and it's featured David Alderman Arts here.
Yeah.
And you know what you do is you can call and have a appointment, and we'll be glad to open the door. I'm not always here, but we do have it staffed, and they'll be glad to show you the artwork, show you around, and get you situated.
And then you had mentioned kind of before, and before I forget, I'll put all of the contact information for David below, so if you do want to schedule any of that, you'll be able to reach him. So just look in the description box. But if someone wants something custom, do you do custom work? Do you do specifics, like if they have a photo, do you go off of that, or how would you handle something like that?
You know, doing commission work has been some of the most rewarding work I've ever done. And I love, you know, when somebody actually identifies with my artwork, and they have something specific. You know, I work with a designer in a new home. I work with a lot of realtors for closing gifts for special clients that, you know, they want to be remembered in the home. But I love doing that, and I will bring the couple in. We'll go over, you know, what I can do, and I do recommend they'll go home and they'll take a photo of the wall, send it back to me, and I will work with them over the course of a week or so with some sketches and some color palettes until we work together, and I will make a custom piece for them. I love doing that.
That's great. And then about how long is this process? Can it take, you know, weeks, months? Are we looking at
2
days? 2 weeks?
Long.
Too long. Okay. Too something.
Yeah.
I would expect. I mean, you wouldn't want to rush it.
Some pieces could take 4 weeks to complete.
Okay.
You know, I sometimes I work on 2 pieces at a time.
Yeah.
And you know, it really just depends how big the piece is and how detailed it is.
Okay. And then, do you have any favorite type of art that you have here?
There is this little project that I do that inspires me more than anything, and this right here is what I call my survivor pieces. And these are cancer survivors that I meet, and you know, we just see if we connect, and if we do, I offer this for them. And what I do is I do this portrait in the ribbon color. So this was a bone cancer, so it's kind of like the yellow gold. And I do these portraits, and then I give them to them, you know, at no charge.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
And people are like, why do you do that? Well, because, you know, I want to say I do it for nothing, but I get so much more out of it.
Yeah.
And some days when you wake up as an artist, you're like, I just don't feel inspired, or I don't feel like working. And I just go back to these people, and I see the fight that they've done every single day.
Yeah.
And I just look at it, it's like, you know, if they do that, I don't want to look at myself in the mirror and complain about how I live and I don't feel inspired to work today. Yeah. So when my feet hit the floor, boom, it's work.
That's good.
As most people know, I don't have many friends because of that, but
yeah,
I make a lot of cool art.
Like the social life goes down, but and then I know with everything going on, do you do shows or anything like that?
You know,
You have the gallery.
Yeah, I have the gallery, and I've actually put my art in some other galleries, and I love doing that. But we're really busy here. Okay. And it's not a necessary need for me.
Well, and right now it's kind of hard because there's so many restrictions and things going on.
Correct.
So, okay. So if someone were coming in and they've never bought any art before, is there anything specific you would say to them to help them kind of guide them through this process of how to pick out a piece for themselves, for their house, anything like that?
You know, most of the people that come in are new art buyers. And with the introduction through the realtors really introduced me to a lot of new clients.
Yeah.
And these clients, you know, they've just purchased a house. It could be, you know, their new dream home, and they really want to take that little extra bit that they had put back, and they really want to enhance their lives with having an original piece or a limited edition. And, you know, we just come in and, you know, we'll have a drink, some wine, and we'll just talk about things that they like. And I've never had anybody walk through here that didn't find something that inspired them.
Okay,
Usually it's kind of the opposite. I get a couple and they you know, he likes two and the partner likes the more, and you know, next thing you know they want 4 pieces, but we'll go home.
Yeah.
I'll send them those into that wall, and then they'll make the choice, and then we'll move on from there. I'll come out and install it. So it's a great way to work. Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful. And then, is there anything else about your art specifically you want people to know, or anything about you as an artist?
Well, you know, I don't follow the norm. I just do what I want, and I don't really worry about people. If you don't like it, that's great. If you do like it, I would love to work, do some work for you. And everything that comes out of my studio has my hands on it. There's no, I don't have the little elves upstairs working away, and I don't send this to our friends over in China. So, you know, everything is done by me, and when you get a piece that has a little bit of my sweat on it,
Of course.
you know.
That's
So
good.
I really pride myself on that, yeah.
Good. All right, great. And then again, all of the information for all of your available artwork is on your website.
Absolutely.
And then is there kind of a range in price that's on there?
You know, I have pieces that go for 15,000, and then I have some of the studio editions that have, you know, down to 600.
Okay.
And I do have a patrons program that people that buy like 4 pieces of art,
Yeah.
then, you know, I want to retain those as clients, of
Sure.
course. So I do have a patrons program, and I get them in, and some of the realtor agents are in that program because, you know, they're buying quite a few pieces.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming on the channel today. I really
Thank you.
appreciate having you on here. If you do have any questions, David's information will be in the description box below, so feel free to reach out to him for any questions on any pieces you've seen here, anything else. And then thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you hit that subscription box below and hit the notification bell so you know whenever I upload new videos. All right, thanks. Bye, everyone.
Peace out.